Hello, Doc Severson here for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA newsletter market update for Monday, the 15th of June. Today is featuring a candlestick with about 3 hours left to go into the day. That is exactly what I want to be seeing from this market. This is a hammer candlestick where we have a lower low than any of the previous days, but very close to a higher close. This could be a key reversal bar. Key reversal bar happens when you end up much lower than yesterday's range. And in this case, we'd need a higher close than yesterday's range as well too. And that would leave us with a key reversal bar. What you want to do from something like this is you want to get everybody completely convinced that the market is heading much, much lower, as the broader markets were much lower this morning. So if we go down to a 5-minute chart of today's price action, we can kind of see how things were going here, that we had a very early morning reversal. It looks like Europe took the initial run for this. And then here was some of the announcements today in terms of the Fed buying corporate bonds. How that translates into Bitcoin, it doesn't matter. Right now, we can analyze this thing 13 ways to Sunday, but obviously that is more of a risk on type of thing. That is taking risk off the table and the Fed using their enormous unlimited purchasing power to buy whatever they can. And this is bolstering the risk asset market. So if we look at this on the daily chart again, that is a hammer candlestick. That's exactly what I'd want to see. We're also seeing some pretty good volume, not great volume, but anytime you have a reversal intraday on something like this, it tends to stack up the volume. This is because there's enormous disagreement in price. You have an initial move to the downside with people pounding on this thing to the downside, and then you have somebody taking the opposite side of that trade, overwhelming the selling with demand and buying. And this is why round trip days like this tend to print more volume. Like I said, there's 3 hours left to go in the day, so there's a good chance that this could end up being a significant green candle. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be necessarily like something like what we saw over here or over here, one of these significant reversal candles that we saw, but we'll take what we can. It may be good enough. Now, is it going to be enough to drive this above and beyond 10,000? Depends on how many shorts are getting skewered right now. Probably not enough. Probably more of a chance that we're just going to be staying within the range here for day 372 or whatever it is right now. I know that everybody is getting impatient for this thing to break out. Remember, the more people think that it's going to break out to the upside, the more likely that we're going to go lower first. And as I've said many times, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Notice here that all of this downside action eventually led to higher prices, didn't it? To go higher, you have to go lower first many times. If you can't break out of a pattern like this, if you can't induce too many people to go short with too much of their account that has to buy it back to add to the demand later, then you have to go lower first to generate those conditions to create the slingshot. Not much else here to talk about. Everything is about the same as it was yesterday. We'll continue to focus on the big dog here, and we'll see how this hammer ends up printing for the day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.